There's snow on the ground, and I got up early and we did a trip to the maple sugar woods today. So we're going to show you a video about that later on today if you stick around. All right, what do we have? We have Christopher in the UK. Chat with friends, absolutely. Stephen in Australia. Did I say Christopher in the UK? I did, yeah. Okay. Ida Marie's in Washington, D.C. in the U.S. Monty's on in Saskatchewan, Canada, -5 degrees there. And Joseph's on in Nevada. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Nevada in the U.S. So yeah. So a little bit of early morning activity going on today. I wanted to introduce it. Someone had talked about, you're going to go to the Maple Sugar Woods again this year. So I did do that because Canada Post issued a new stamp in these booklets that came out on Thursday. So I was delaying showing them to you until I went to the Maple Sugar Woods, which I did this morning, shot that video, and showed the stamp. So that's going to come out this afternoon if you guys are interested in watching it. We had some good items yesterday that showed up in the mail, and we've got a couple more stamp things to show you early next week. Thank you, Joseph in Nevada, for those, and Media from Helsinki, Finland, for her contribution to Stamp of the Month. Also, next Saturday the 28th, we're going to be doing the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Thanks to Steve in Australia for his generous contribution for that. Welcome, Isabel in Chile. So at some point this week, I'm going to show the contents of those 4 big envelopes that are going to be part of the giveaway. So if you want to be a part of the giveaway, be in the live stream next week. Ida Marie's visiting the tax man today, so jumping off. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Good morning, Roger in Greece. And it's hard to believe. The 21st of March already. Into spring, and in the tail end of March. Another month flying by. 12 degrees in Athens today. Very nice. 24 degrees in Nevada. You're the winner so far, and that's early in the morning still for you. And as I understand, next weekend, not for the Saturday live stream, but on the early Sunday morning, many of you will be moving your clocks ahead another hour, so we'll be back to that regular difference that you're used to. I might have to hire a hall so I can show them all. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to show them all individually. 3,000 stamps is a lot of stamps to show. I haven't quite decided how I want to do that yet. I haven't even broken into the envelopes yet to see exactly what you've said. So it'll be a bit of a surprise for all of us. Oh, Gary's on in Surrey, British Columbia. A little bit wet there, is it? On the west coast of Canada. 14 degrees in Concepcion, Chile. 6 degrees in Helsinki, Finland. Here we can see all the weather report coming through. There's Elaine. It's sunny in London in the UK. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 65 degrees Fahrenheit in Washington, D.C. Us Hills on now in Norway. 123 millimeters of rain so far in March for Surrey, British Columbia. That's a lot of rain. That guy Sam. Well, good morning. Where are you from, that guy Sam? Yeah, we're supposed to get some more snow tomorrow and then some more snow on Monday. So we'll probably have a white ground for a little while, but the temperatures are rising all the time. So I don't expect any of it to stick around very long, which I'm very happy about when it comes to my solar panels. Good morning, Joe in India. If you're in India now, maybe you're somewhere else right now. It took 5 months to travel from Australia to Greece for some stamps. Wow. Good morning, Basil in India, in Goa. Good morning, Charmaine in Maine. We're getting a whole bunch of our regulars are all showing up right now. That's great to see. Whole list of people on here. 16 people on, only 4 thumbs up, so hit that thumbs up if you can. Let's keep promoting this as much as we can. So this morning in the Sugarwoods, it was an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast, so I am quite full. I got my money's worth, as you will see in the video. The crew's all here. Most of the crew's here. There are probably a few people aren't here yet. Jane's not here yet. Fran is on in West Virginia. Good morning, Fran. Okay, Joe's home right now. Not traveling until June. Okay. A good Friday video. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed it. It's 5 degrees in Surrey, British Columbia right now, going up to 9 later. 39 degrees Fahrenheit in Maine for Charmaine. Oh, 11 thumbs up. There we go. We're starting to go up a little bit more. Doing a little work, Fran, are you? Okay. Well, glad that you got one eye on your work and one eye on the live stream. You're hungry. Well, eat, Basil. Would be the first time you've dipped off to have a little supper. 50 degrees Fahrenheit in West Virginia. Yeah, Roger's simply the best. Better than all the rest. Charmaine got a little snow last night too. It looks like they're calling for 10 centimeters of snow here in Moncton on Monday. In Nova Scotia, they're calling for 30 centimeters. So once again, most of the snow is going to miss us. And whether we get that much, I don't know. We'll see. So the little polo and the hedgehog up there on the calendar for March is still holding true, as the snow hasn't disappeared from us entirely. Although Friday, it was snowed on the ground in the morning, and by early, well, just before lunch, it was all gone. Today, I don't know if it will disappear this afternoon or not. It may. Depends on how much rain, if we get any rain. Saturday Night Live will do a British SNL show tonight. Okay, so it means that all the actors and things are English? Or is it being a new series that's starting in the UK? Is that what you mean? Carrie says they're going to have a winter without any really amount of snow at all. Well, that's good for British Columbia, or at least for the lower mainland. Charmaine says they're going to get some snow tomorrow. We're just get a little bit. Chuck Norris did pass away at 86. My sound is very low. Maybe you should turn it up a bit. I'll turn it up on my end, but here we go. Hopefully it's a bit better. And Mitty, I got to see some yellow and white flowers today, but you can always get snow into April. Yeah, sometimes you get it here too. Oh, so Tina Fey is going over to host the first UK series. Okay, so it's going to be a bit of a crossover, but being filmed in the UK. Is that the understanding of what this new Saturday Night Live is going to be? Basil's been buying some flowering plants. Is that for your new apartment? Christopher liked the movies with Bruce Lee. Oh, Chuck Norris's movies with Bruce Lee. Yeah. Yeah, Texas Ranger Walker. His TV show and all his early action films from the 80s. Okay, I understand that, Emery. Be interesting to see what that looks like then with that Saturday Night Live. Dogwoods and the daffodils are blooming in Washington, D.C. right now. Yeah, I would assume that the mountains in British Columbia got lots of snow regardless. You're the only one who has light? I don't know. There's 12 lights here, 18 people currently on. Christopher went to the flower show today. You guys sound like you're all in that spring mode, seeing flowers, going to flowers, buying flowers. I've got Lego flowers to build if I want to be a part of it. Cherry Blossom Festival starts today. Well, that will be beautiful if they're all in bloom. Good thing you're settling in, Basil. Nice to hear. Hopefully your mother's settling in well too. Letter carriers here try to stay on shorts as long as they can here too. Some of them I think is a competition to see who can be in them the last. Usually they're wearing tights under their shorts by the end of the season, but yeah, eventually they all switch to pants because it does get very cold. Flowering trees are in full bloom in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia. You've got a lady postie. Good. Oh, you can only see the lights when you entered. It doesn't update for you. All right. Well, currently it shows 16 people are on the live stream, 14 likes. That's what I see. Charmaine wants to see flowers tired of the snow. I hear you. They're coming. Yeah, I'm sure the last weekend, if that was the peak flower bloom for your cherry trees in DC, it would have looked amazing. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the like. So it seems like we've had a lot of things going on lately, a lot of different videos popping up. Always happens that way when spring hits. We slowly start to get into festival season and more things start to happen as the snow disappears. There'll be a car show indoors in April. So that'll probably be the first car show you'll see on this channel in this year. And then as the weather warms up, we'll get a few more. We'll get a few other festivals too. We've been doing some food things. My sister and I have been keeping up with food festivals here on Friday's videos. There is a French Toast Festival in the city of Amherst, but that is about 40 minutes away, so I probably won't go to that. It starts tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, Monday it starts. So I would like to go to the French Toast Festival, though. That would be fun. But it's a bit of a commute. March 11th, Victoria had their annual flower count just to annoy the rest of Canada. Yeah, okay. The bloomingest community is Saanich. 43 billion flowers. That's a lot of counting to do. No stamp versus stamp planned right now. We're waiting for Smokey to heal up from his back surgery, so probably won't see a stamp versus stamp until May, I think, at this rate, just because of his since his operation and healing up. So you won't see too many videos probably on Snail Mail with Smokey for the next little while, unless he can do them in his recovery. But we haven't forgotten about stamp versus stamp. We'll get back to it again. Just I'm waiting for him to feel better. Joseph said they've got a car and boat show there. Are you going to go see it at all? Welcome, David in Nova Scotia. Working in the salt mines, were you? Okay. Raining at 5 degrees there. Okay. Well, welcome. Glad you could make it. Yeah, we hope Smokey gets better soon. How is Smokey? Last I heard, he is in recovery, so he's doing better. He's messaged the Unicorn Gang, so he's been in communication. He's been shopping online for stamps. That he definitely has. I'm not doing a house tour, no. Those of you who watch my channel have seen my house. So feel free to go back and watch any videos. The show is going to be at a marina on the Colorado River. You could drive there tomorrow. Well, if you get any pictures, send them or post them on Instagram. That'd be great. Love to see what is being showcased in your area. We had a home show here last week. It's not something that I normally film, that's why I didn't do a video of it. But it's where people are talking about buying hot tubs for the yard, or maybe putting in a pool or a fence, or upgrading a kitchen. That kind of a show. So I didn't think it really fit my channel very much, so I don't really film that one. But that was the latest show we had at the Moncton Coliseum. The other thing that's happening in town too is our Moncton Wildcats, which is a hockey team, is top of the Quebec Major Junior League, and so if they win the next couple games, they will be at the top for good and win the President's Trophy going into the playoffs. So they've had another good year. Last year they won the whole thing, won the league, became first in the Division 2, and then they went on to what's called the Memorial Cup, where the top of the Ontario League, the Quebec Major Junior teams, the Western League, they all meet together, but Moncton didn't win the Memorial Cup. So if we can get back again, we'll have another chance. Gary got a UN embroidered peas stamp. It sounds like a really unique stamp. Adam Marie says they used to have a good house show there, but not this year. Okay. You get a little bit of buffering going on. You may have to log out and log back in then. Oh, a peas stamp. That makes a lot more sense. I was wondering why the UN was putting a stamp about peas out. Maybe a little pea pod all embroidered. That would be interesting. I think you talked about that before, that a whole bunch, the UN, both Venice, New York, and where's the other one? The Swiss one? I think they all put out a similar type stamp. So one of them was harder to get than the others. Is that correct, Gary? Ooh, it's going to be 34 degrees for Joseph. Record days. You're getting into an early summer here for you in the desert. Skippy, if you're outside my house, come on in. Come say hello. Oh, yes, the door's locked. All right. But while you're doing that, we'll just do this. They have got a Norwegian peace stamp as well. Okay. Now, was it a theme that came out that a whole bunch of nations were putting out stamps for it? Is it something that came out this year, or is it something that came out in the past? New York, Vienna, Zurich. I have a subscription with the UN Postal Service and get singles that each place issues. Well, okay, that's very nice. Does that mean, is the subscription expensive to do that, or do they put out a limited number of stamps, so it's not a lot of stamps that they'd issue in the course of a year? Peace stamps came out last year. Okay, thank you, Stephen. Hey, David. I think I'm on a little bit of a maple high right now with the amount of maple syrup I had this morning. How many UN peace stamps are there? Sure, Gary can answer that question. I'm assuming 3, but... Hi, Oshil. We got a windy day, Charmaine. There's not really any wind here. What's it currently doing? A little bit of flurries. That's about it. Let me show you. Go to a better window and then you can see. I'll flip the camera around. This is what we have. So the ground is white, but grass is still poking through. And a few flurries coming down. That's about it. Nothing too major happening weather-wise here. The wind just started for you. Well, maybe that means it will be windy here tomorrow or late tonight. Gary confirmed 3 stamps issued for peace for the UN last year, 1 in each. We won the snow thing, okay. Yes, snow is back again. Tell a friend. Stephen says about 10 to 12 stamps from all the different places that issued them last year. Okay. Add Norway to that list, Stephen, if a stamp they put out. I'm curious to know what stamp Smokey has found with all his online shopping. Perhaps he'll put out a video later showing recovery stamps purchased, or whatever the title might be. U.S. international stamp will be a peace dove, okay? A little ironic as of late. Other postal organizations: Ireland, Finland, Armenia, Austria, Barbados, Cyprus, Faroe Islands, Denmark, Greenland, Denmark, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Switzerland. All these ones will put out peace stamps. Charmaine said Colorado had crazy weather this week. Monday they had snow, and last 2 days they were both in the 80s. Well, that's one way to get rid of the snow. Yeah, we had a couple days last week where it was 15 degrees or 16 degrees here. That was really nice. Not last week, the week before, when I was on vacation. Oh, there's a car pulling into my driveway. It's taking Shanda out to lunch. Shanda's mother is taking both her kids, her son and daughter, out to a lunch because Shanda's brother is having a birthday on Tuesday. What else? Oh yeah, today is Phil's birthday in Ohio. So Debbie's husband Phil, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. Colorado's weather was like DC's 2 weeks ago. So there's a few places I know that have been having up and downs with their weather forecast. A cat cafe, interesting. So does that mean you go to the cafe and you just have cats wandering around all the time? You're gonna have to excuse me. I gotta answer the door. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Nope. All right, never mind. It's been handled. There's a cat cafe in West Virginia too. I don't know if I want cats walking around while I'm eating my food. Well, I guess they're not jumping on the food. That's all right. I hear of all sorts of these different cafes that have animals around it. So if you want to go in and just pet cats while you're having your coffee and things, I guess it could be a nice environment for that. Charmaine wants to go to a cat cafe. The Cats are there for you to interact with. Well, if you go there, Rochelle, you'll have to send some pictures or videos of it to see what it's like. There's a place in, I think it's Texas, that has a capybara cafe, which I would think would be more in Australia, but you can go in and interact with them and kind of sit on the floor, and so that'd be kind of interesting. Are dogs allowed in our cafes? Service dogs you can take into a cafe here. So they're supposed to have the proper equipment on them, I guess, to prove that they're a service dog. Or you could adopt the cats too that are in your... Okay, Fran, got it. Vancouver's got at least 2 cat cafes and 1 bunny cafe. Oh, Philip's on from Kentucky. Welcome, Philip. Buy lots of good stamps. That's good. Isabel confirms cat cafes are usually adoption centers too. Ida Marie likes the idea of a bunny cafe. Joseph saw one in Japan that had capybaras. Hedgehog cafe. You'd only have to go get your coffees in the middle of the night though when they were awake. Otherwise it wouldn't be as much fun, I don't think. And it'd have to be a warm cafe, so if you want to have hot coffee in a warm environment, I don't know if a hedgehog cafe would work out great. It might be good for insomniacs though. There's a happy birthday for Phil from Ida Marie. I don't know if I can bring up a picture of a capybara here to show you exactly, Rochelle. We shall see. Yeah, be careful in a bunny cafe when you get something with chocolate drops. Bear with me, the internet is slow here. You would not want a bunny. Okay. No, keep looking, Philip. You might find something good. Is it a wild and dangerous animal? No, it's not a wild and dangerous animal. They're very cuddly looking. It's a lovely rodent with good personality. Yeah, I guess you could see it that way. Capybaras are all the rage and soft toys over there, okay? Axolotls seem to be the things that are all the rage now. Isabel, don't you have an axolotl? Largest living rodent native to countries in South America, except for Chile. A capybara is a nuisance animal in the U.S. I didn't know that they were natural to the U.S. Your uncle had a scorpion years ago? That's an interesting pet to have. Not very cuddly. But then again, people say hedgehogs aren't very cuddly. Depends the kind of attitude they have, I suppose. I see we're up to 17 likes and 18 people on, so we're getting pretty close. Tarantulas, yeah, there's people, venomous snakes and things that people have as pets. To each their own. I kind of want a pet that you can pick up and hold and things like that. Here we go. There is your capybara. It looks like that. If you go to a capybara cafe, you need to take your swimwear with you. I don't think you do. I think generally these cafes have very young capybaras, and they treat them more like cats or dogs. At least that's what I got from a few of the videos that I saw about these cafes. I think they eat carrots or leaves or something like that, so you sit on the floor and you have a carrot or a leaf and they come over and they'll eat it out of your hand. My pleasure. So what else is going on? We've talked a lot about capybaras. What else are we going to talk about this week? I don't think you've seen a capybara in Norway. I've never seen one in Canada either, so I think generally they are a hot environment animal. I saw a post. I've been having a whole bunch of things have been coming up about Scandinavia, and the Canadian Prime Minister was over in Oslo talking to the Nordic countries, the Nordic Five, and someone had brought up that maybe Canada should join the Nordic nations and it become the Nordic Six, and instead of it being Scandinavia, it should be, what do they say? Scandicanadia or something like that. That if Canada joins, so that was kind of a funny way of putting it. But I know kind of have a lot of similarities with Nordic countries, so it wouldn't be that far of an imagination stretch to join that grouping. Stephen can't imagine having a scorpion as a pet. No, nor could I. Or a tarantula. Or a venomous rattlesnake or something like that. Do we have to put barcodes on our ships if we join? I don't understand that question. Do we have to put barcodes on our ships if we join? I don't understand. You'll have to give me more information. Scandinavia? It could be another word for it. Scandinavia? Scandinavian. Item Marie said a story on TV talked about the Icelandic mud from the thermal baths. Okay, what did it talk about? I know Iceland has some amazing hot springs with all their volcanic activity. I mean, yeah, I did see the Finnish president and his wife jogging with the Canadian Prime Minister. Yeah, I saw that clip. Scandinavian, and that's why we need to have barcodes. Is that what you're saying? Okay, I didn't catch that at first. I wasn't saying it fast enough, I guess. Scandinavian. New sugar stamps, love them. First aid cover, aid, way to go. Yeah, Canada Post is knocking it out of the park, in my opinion. They did miss out on one thing. I've shown you these stamps, which I don't think this is the right booklet to show you. No, that's the one that I've been using. Let's grab another one. I showed you these stamps. Great shapes. And then these stamps came out, which are shapes. I'm not going to show you them right now because I've got a video coming out after this live stream. So I want you to go watch that if you haven't seen them online, because they've been online already. The one thing they did miss out on, I think, with this particular one is them having smelling like maple. They should be smelling like maple. But other than that, yeah, way to go, Canada Post. I put out some great stamps the last couple. Yeah, there's rattlesnakes in southern and central British Columbia. And in parts of Alberta, too, in their desert area. Been in and out, had a run a moose out of the yard. 50-plus wild turkeys come in to eat the bird feed. Ron, you've been having some busy times there in Washington State. We had a moose running through downtown Moncton earlier this week, too. I didn't see it. I saw it on a video clip, but that's it. You're curious to see the Canadian stamps I like? Yeah, okay. If you want to see that maple stamp, tune in to the video that's going to be coming out shortly after this live stream's done. How the mud's been good for the springs in Icelandic. Yeah, lots of people like to do mud baths. It doesn't sound fun for me getting all dirty. But very cool stamps. Yeah, there's some nice stamps coming out. Yes, indeed, Ida Marie. They remind you of a kaleidoscope. Yeah, they do have that kind of mathematical formula to the geometry of them. Ida Marie said deer visited her last week. My sister yesterday, when she was up, she showed me a picture that she had 5 deer sleeping in her front yard when she woke up. So she took a picture of them. When she went to go outside, they all ran across the street. But my sister has apple trees in her yard, so they like to come and eat the apples when the apples are around. And when her roses are just about to come bloom, so she can enjoy them, the deer come and eat all the roses too. So she finds them a bit of a nuisance. I find them cute to see, but for her, they're a bit of a nuisance. And it drives her dog crazy to have these deer just hanging out in the front yard or the backyard. Gotta keep talking. We're running out of things to say. Maybe this will be a short live stream today. I can tell you that I've edited the video to come out. I just have to upload it onto YouTube so it can send out. So probably about 30 minutes after the live stream ends, that video will become available so you guys can watch our trip to the Maple Sugar Woods. Anybody else know of new stamps coming out anywhere else? Well, I know Royal Mail has put out Lord of the Rings stamps. Those are the ones I'm most excited about that I've seen. As you guys know, I like Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings stamps that I bought from New Zealand last week at the stamp show, really nice. But the ones Royal Mail's putting out too are really nice too. Your deer was munching on the greenery, did not run away, went to the house 2 doors down. Okay. Crispy Crisp Gaming, hello. Nice Lego figure. Yeah, my sister and I do have a lot of fun. She's up for these videos, which is great. We keep trying new places. There's endless supplies of places to go to and do. Sometimes we do too much, and we feel a little bit sick after we've done that. But I always love spending time with Carolyn when she comes down. Charmaine sent a postcard to me with a couple new stamps. Thank you very much. What's DC April 10th? Ida Marie, does that mean a new stamp is coming out on April 10th? Stephen said they had new stamps last week and this week, and there'll be new stamps next week, and 3 gold medal stamps that no one knows about. Wow, a lot of stamps being issued there. Oh, the Lord of the Rings stamps came out yesterday. Okay, I knew that they were in the works, that they were coming out soon. They've been on a lot of posts that I follow, so there was even the Royal Mail, I guess, was advertising you could buy a collector's booklet and things. They look like beautiful stamps. Maybe the tourist board will see the videos of Friday Lunch with Carolyn. Maybe. Who knows? I'd be all up for a provincial sponsorship or a tourism sponsorship. That'd be wonderful. Or even if we could go to some of these restaurants and not have to pay for all our meals, that would be great too. But I'm just happy to show off the different restaurants that we have here and all the wonderful selections that are around. But I do like doing the festivals and promoting the city and what happens. So I was happy to get recognition from the New Brunswick Premier, and hopefully one day it'll be nice to interview her. DC News stamp issues. Okay, perfect. We need to have someone on here from Japan to tell us all the new stamp issues they're having if they put out 2 a day. Philip's been having deer munching their way through his garden. Happy birthday stamp is coming out in April. Okay. Is that a happy birthday stamp for 250 years celebration? Is that why it's a happy birthday stamp? How many people are at your stamp show, Philip? Is it a big show? No, Moncton doesn't seem to lack for any place to eat. And we are avoiding all the traditional ones like the McDonald's and Arby's and Burger King and Popeyes. So we are just focusing lately on independents, one-off restaurants, cafes, things like that. But we do have all the others too, which I don't think is too bad for a city our size. We're not a massive city. We have a population of about 130,000 in our greater Moncton area. So we are the biggest city in the province, but compared to other cities that you guys are living in, some of you live in much larger metropolises than we do. So quite happy with the selection of international cuisine that we have here. And some weeks we don't intend to go for Korean food, but there was like 3 weeks that we had Korean food in a row just based on the restaurants we ended up going to by chance. Are there any Indian restaurants? We don't seem to have been to one. Yeah, there are Indian restaurants in it, and I'll give you a secret on why we don't go to Indian restaurants. My sister Carolyn, her husband is of Indian descent, so they get Indian food at home. And so when she comes to Moncton, normally the meals she has when she's home are vegetarian. So when she comes to Moncton, she's looking for meat-based meals and not of Indian cuisine. That doesn't mean, I love Indian food. I just don't get a chance to go to it on Fridays for lunch with my sister. That's the reason why we haven't had it. But yeah, we do have Indian restaurants here. But not like they do in England. Having an Indian takeaway in London seems to be everywhere, and people going for curries seems to be everywhere. Having Chinese food would be our version of the Indian restaurant there. I think that's the best way to do it. Thai restaurants, yes, Thai restaurants are here. I think we've been to a couple Thai restaurants. At least one I know of this year that we've been to. Yeah, there's some Thai places here. How far does my sister live from me? About an hour and a half drive. So she drives down from St. John. Yeah, my sister is a Gupta. And you've seen my niece Serena on the videos. You've seen my brother-in-law Anu on some videos. So the whole family's been represented in videos over time. But Carolyn is the most camera enthusiastic. And because she comes every Friday to see my father, we get a chance to see each other quite frequently. So we've kind of made Friday our food day together. Gives us a good time to chit chat and catch up, either talk about what's going on with our father or talk what's going on in our individual lives, and enjoy good food over it. Joseph had a dinner at the only British restaurant there called the Cornish Pasty. I think the Cornish Pasty, maybe. And did you have some sort of what did you have that you would say was an English food there? You haven't seen my dad out with me for a while. How's my father? Gupta's the last name of my sister. That's her husband's name. So I'm a Lennox. She's a Gupta. My father's doing all right. He was in better spirits yesterday for sure. He was sick a couple weeks ago when I was on vacation. He was sick early in the week, and then I was sick at the end of that week. So he's recovered from that. He still doesn't eat a lot of solid foods right now. So mushed up things. That's why he's not coming out. He was coming out to some of our lunches with us last summer. He hasn't been into that yet just because of him not being able to eat a whole lot right now. I mean, he eats, but he doesn't eat with a knife and fork, really, the cutting and chewing steak or anything like that. And he's been tired a lot lately. So overdoing it too much might be too bad. So we said we'd take him out for drives again when the weather's better. We don't want him going out where there's ice and slipping and falling. So that's why he's staying in a little bit. But I did have him in a video maybe a month ago. Did he show up in a video? The one when we were doing hot chocolate? We brought him a hot chocolate too. So hopefully he'll make an appearance again. But thanks for asking, Stephen. You're welcome. Yeah, Gupta is a very common Indian surname, at least from the region that his parents were from. Now, Anu was born here in Canada. He's born Canadian. His father and mother immigrated over and moved to Montreal originally. Oh yeah, I know what a pasty is. I was just wondering what you had at the restaurant. Is that what you had at the restaurant? Yeah, those miners from Cornwall. It was easy to take in their lunch pails into the mines. That would be hearty and give them a lot of substance. Cheryl's been making a lot of hot chocolate lately. I love hot chocolate. Well, I didn't love hot chocolate at the end of the hot chocolate festival. I had enough because I'd had so much. But yeah. Did your sister make Serena cakes? No, I don't think she has yet. She's also someone who's quite busy, so. All right, Anna Marie, have fun with the tax man. Well, fun with the tax man. Thanks for popping in. Don't we all love chocolate, Stephen? Yeah, Meddy is another chocolate lover for sure. Maybe. I'm not sure what she'll do for her birthday, but it's a possibility. Excuse me for yawning. Joseph had fish and chips. Wife had chicken tandoori. And our student had a roasted chicken and chips. He had a dessert pasty with apples and caramel. That sounds like a good meal. You picked some nice ones there. You pretend not to like chocolate so you don't put on too much weight. Well, Easter's coming. Have Easter chocolates in another 2 weeks here. And Ari's birthday is coming up too. Yeah, we won't have any more teenagers in the house. Ari will be turning 20. Hello from Wales. Well, welcome. How are you, Blake? I assume it's Blake, or maybe that's just your moniker. Nice to have you. What sort of hobbies are you into? What's going on in Wales? Philip learned about pasties in Minnesota when he was a kid. Okay. Scandinavians brought them. Is it easy to pretend you don't like chocolate? Stephen, is it easy to pretend you don't like chocolate? I don't do very well at pretending that. I enjoy chocolate. As you saw from the Ferrero Rocher milkshake I had yesterday, which was very good. But by the time supper came, I wasn't hungry at all. Oh, congratulations on your newborn son, Blake. Very talented musician. You can play any instrument. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to you and your newborn son. He will enjoy you playing instruments for him. Cocoa is a plant, so the article there said you should eat 30 different plant foods every day. So chocolate should be one of your plants. I'm going to have to agree with you that European chocolate is by far superior to North American chocolate. I will take Swiss or Belgian chocolate or English chocolate over North American chocolate any day. Chocolate chip cookies are basically a salad. We have flour from wheat. Yeah, if you're used to a European style chocolate and you bite a Hershey's bar, for example, from the US, it is not the same. It's just not as good. It's not as sweet, or some of them are too artificially sweetened that you don't get the same effect. It doesn't have the same creaminess, I find, as a lot of European chocolates do. And I'm in Canada, so I'm saying that European chocolate is superior to North American chocolate, even though we have chocolate makers here too. But yeah, they're better at it. Sorry, someone's got to be better at it. Someone said chocolate. Yeah, we're talking about chocolate now, Isabel. Isabel, Media, Usil. Yeah, we're all on chocolate time. They had chocolate, very good chocolate in Ghana. Okay, interesting. Philip's allergic to chocolate. You break out in fat. I think we all might be allergic to chocolate then. Cadbury's, yes. Cadbury's makes good chocolate. Lindt makes a better chocolate. American food way too processed. Yes, 100%. A lot of more chemicals in it, not as natural. Terry's makes the best chocolate orange you can find. You get a friend to send you some Guyanese chocolate. It was melted when it arrived. Yeah, if you mail chocolate and sweets in the summertime, that tends to happen. Jilly B did that. She sent me chocolate from the UK in the summertime. By the time I got here, it was all melted chocolate. I still ate it. You could still peel it off the wrappers. It was still, but yeah, didn't have its original form. Care packages are much better to be sent in the wintertime. Yeah, dark chocolate can be good too. Hello. Ciao, ciao. Diane. Belgian chocolate's very nice, yeah. There are a lot of countries that make really good chocolate, but there are a lot of really nice, I don't want to say independents, but smaller places in Europe that make chocolate that are incredible. If you go into some of those cafes, some of those little bakeries and things that have made their own chocolates, maybe chocolate covered strawberries or chocolate covered cherry or something like that, the chocolate on it is fantastic. It was winter here, so because they mailed the chocolate from a warm climate, it melted probably before it got to the Norway postal system. Annalise, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Ritter Sport, yeah, not as good of a chocolate, but it's all right. The hazelnut chocolate in it's good, but it's not one of the top ones I would put in that. Maybe chocolate is her normal everyday food. A Phaser chocolate are great. Yeah, you've sent me Phaser chocolates. They are good. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. Marzipan. Not a big fan of marzipan. Oh yes, you want me to call you Jelly. I forgot about that. Sorry about that. What's the connection between Jelly and Annalisa? Drinking chocolate as a place in Vancouver, BC. So a thick chocolate, much like, well, we had thick chocolate that we were drinking in the Hot Chocolate Festival at La Royale. And it was kind of with a dark chocolate too, so it was a heavy chocolate to drink. Roger likes marzipan on Christmas cake under the icing. Jelly, where are you from again? I forget. I know you were on the live stream last time. Basil sometimes eats Easter marzipan eggs covered with chocolate. Stephen and Roger have fallen in love over marzipan. Brought together over food. What's Lindy gonna think? Your nickname is Jelly. And Annalisa is your aunt. Okay, well that's why you don't want to be called after your aunt. And where are you from? Some nicknames are not related. I have one not related to Isabel. Well, Mail Art Lover is not your nickname, so what is your nickname, Isabel? And speaking of nicknames, does anybody remember what Steve's nickname is that his nieces and nephews called him? There's a A question for those of you who have been on the live streams for a while. Steve has a nickname. What is it? All right, Philip, thanks for popping in. If you get a chance later on and you want to see another video, there'll be another video coming out about my morning trip out and the stamp that goes with it. Steve remembers his own nicknames, okay? Anybody else remember Steve's nickname? Thanks, Philip. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Joseph remembers hearing it, but doesn't remember what it is. A lot of people call you Yui. So where does that come from? What's the connection? All right, Monty. Have fun. See you later. Oh, Jilly's from the Philippines. Well, welcome. Monty, have a good day. Yeah, we've passed that 1 hour mark. Which means the video is on, or the live stream is almost come to an end because I've got to get this video out so you can see all that before I venture out and, well, I've got to wait for Shanda to get home from her lunch that she's having with her brother and mother. But then we'll go and do our shopping. I see there's 18 people still on, 18 thumbs up, so thank you very much. There's an insurance company in Australia called Yui. Is that the connection, Isabel? Are you a part-time insurance salesman? Is that why you get that as your nickname? Have you always loved insurance since you were a little girl? Maybe that's where you got your nickname from? Jelly, you heading out? If you are, well, thanks for popping in. You're looking forward to my next video. Thank you very much, David. Well, you know what the stamps look like, but now you'll see it in connection to what the stamp was about. I knew it, Isabel. You were always a young insurance enthusiast. I should have been able to guess that. You're a secret insurance agent. Agent I for insurance and for Isabel. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, that was a bad crack in my voice. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's like a James Bond, except for insurance. I know you'll miss next week, Joseph, but we will put you in the wheel. That was decided, so you still get a chance to be there for the chance to win for the 3,000 subscriber video for next week. I'm sure the first part of that video will just be trying to get everybody's names on the wheel and do all that sort of stuff. So you've had the nickname since you were 12. Please sing more. Why, are you trying to crack the windows in your house? All right, Joseph, thanks for being a part of the live stream. We're going to be wrapping this up here in a minute, too. And if you remember Steve's nickname, leave it in the comments of the video. I know many of you haven't, so I'm just curious to see how many people have remembered. And do any of you, from all the videos you've watched of mine, know what my nickname is? Other than that dad guy. Maybe I'll leave it at that, and then we'll get this video going. So you've got some homework. What's my nickname? And what's Steve in Australia's nickname? It's been said before, so it depends on how long you've been watching whether or not you remember. All right, that's going to be it for today. Have a magical week.